concerns the government at all times.
Okay. All right, then. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. Military strength is about strategy, skill, and adaptability in the face of evolving threats. In a bid to enhance Nigeria's security operations, Minister of Defense Mohammed Badaru has inaugurated the training of 800 Special Forces troops at Camp Kabala in Jaji Military Cantonment, Kaduna State. According to the minister, the initiative aims to equip personnel with advanced combat tactics, intelligence gathering skills, and counter-terrorism strategies to execute specialized operations in diverse and complex environments. Now let's share the story by Stephen Essien with you.
Officially commissions the first batch.
Improvement in our ability to neutralize threats and respond proactively to security challenges. The newly trained Special Operation Force will be deployed to critical areas across the country, reinforcing our national security architecture. This inauguration is the first batch of the 800 out of the 2,400 to be trained as part of the long-term strategy to develop world-class special operations capability within the armed forces of Nigeria.
The minister emphasized that the training program focuses on counter-terrorism, hostage rescue and intelligence gathering, preparing troops for high-risk missions in both urban and hostile environments. The goal, a swift, precise and lethal response to threats.
Looking ahead, the program will be sustained and expanded to accommodate more personnel from all branches of armed forces. The President and Commander-in-Chief, as part of the Renewed Hope agenda, is committed to equipping our Special Operation Forces with modern weapons, surveillance system and intelligence tools to enhance operational effectiveness.
This training could not have come at a better time, as we are all aware of the evolving dynamics of modern warfare and the unique challenges posed by asymmetric threats in our country. The situation demands that our forces be well trained, equipped and capable of responding swiftly, effectively and decisively. It is in this context that the training of this Special Operations Force is highly desired, as they represent the cutting edge of our military's ability to respond swiftly and decisively to threats both within and beyond our borders.
The troops have undergone grueling physical and psychological training designed to build resilience and leadership under pressure. With the state-of-the-art equipment provided by the Tinubu administration, this force is expected to be a game-changer in Nigeria's security. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Jaji.
Okay, Biko, the defense minister, inaugurating the first phase of 800 special forces troops. The significance, they said, according to the report, it says a game changer. Now, the significance of this in the fight against insecurity in the country.
First and foremost, you need troops that are highly skilled, well-trained, troops that the nation can readily repose confidence in them. And all countries have them. All countries have their special forces. They are elite, elite army that you can deploy to the most difficult of missions. Nigeria cannot be an exception. The best trained of our officers, you need them at this time, especially in the Northwest, where we are facing all kinds of threats.
Unconventional warfare.
We had not defeated the bandits, only for Laukurawa, who originated from Mali, to now appear on the horizon. And they are killing our people, they are kidnapping our people, they are even now working with bandits. Whereas when they first came into Nigeria, they were actually going after these criminals because they came preaching the tenets of how do I describe the fidelity of Islam. They were preaching it. preaching the fidelity of Islam. When they first came some years back, they are not. They didn't just come into Nigeria today.
Yeah, that's
anybody who says
exactly.
that is ignorant. They have been around
For a while.
For a while, not less than 5-6 years. You know. Now, how do we deal with those situations? It is the best trained soldiers that you need for critical and complex missions. Iraq had the elite Republican Guard. Okay. They call them the elite Republican Guard. Their most difficult missions, they will deploy them. When they felt that, the U.S. will come into Iraq through southern Iraq, they pushed the elite Republican Guard that had done tremendously well in the war against Iran. They pushed them to go and secure southern Iraq. Some of the elite Republican Guards were moved to the coast of Kuwait because they felt that America would launch an invasion through the sea, what we call the amphibious invasion.
The amphibious invasion.
The Americans attacked on all fronts. They deceived the enemy and attacked on all fronts. Before the enemy realized it, they had broken into the country. They are broken into not just through the coast of Kuwait. They came in through Basra. They came in through different areas, and they effectively liberated Kuwait. And after liberating Kuwait, they were moving into Iraq. In fact, they had entered Iraq before they were told to stop. That was not your mission. Your mission was to secure Kuwait.
That's all.
So George W. Bush regretted, the senior Bush, George H. Bush, regretted not finishing the job. His son and member of his family were being taunted that, Saddam still stands. Saddam still stands. And that was one of the reasons why George Walker Bush, his son, one of the first things he decided to do was to change the regime in Iraq, lying about that they had a weapon of mass destruction that they could not prove that they indeed had, because they were taunting his father. That you said you won the war, but Saddam still stands. Because he stopped, he didn't go into Iraq. So we need. The U.S. has U.S. Marines,
they also have
Navy SEALs, Navy SEALs. Some of the best trained people are taking so much pain, and you can trust them at any time that they will deliver. So we need troops that have the best training. It shouldn't just be our gas brigade alone that you can trust. You need troops that have tremendous training that at any point, and you give them the best weapons. You need to see, there was a picture that I snapped with Nigerian Navy Special Forces. Yes. In fact, it was Ajurin Gilali that sent that picture to me to remind me. You see the way they are kitted, you see the weapons that they are carrying. You know that these are not ordinary soldiers. It's not the normal. No. If I show you, you see the kind of weapon. They are well kitted because they are the best. So you must also give them the best. So for the kind of threats that we face, it is a good thing to train special forces. Then deploy those special forces to where you have pressing need to secure. So even the enemy will feel that,
there's a
I'm up against the best. So they know that they can't mess with these ones.
Majid, as beautiful as this sound, very beautiful initiative, but why now? I thought this thing should have come up way before. Is this coming a little too late, or do you think it's coming at the right time?
Well, no time is too late. They keep evolving. I mean, they have tried several measures, and it's, both kinetic and non-kinetic. So, but this one, I mean, couldn't have come at a better time.
Yes.
I mean, we've had several governments before Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that didn't, I mean, they were just using regular soldiers, regular security operatives. But then I think the president came, gave them a directive, give them a hint that, yeah, we need special forces. And he gave them the wherewithal to ensure that this is done. And they were trained at NDA, Jaji, in Kaduna. There's a combination of the Army, Navy, and the Air Force. So it's like the best of the best, the best. That's why they are elite corps. So it's such that we want to see a renewed aggression towards the insurgents, the kidnappers, and the terrorists. So, and I think with the first batch of 800 that just graduated, we should be seeing positive changes and a direct onslaught against the Lakurawa, or whatever they call themselves, the ISWAP and the remnants of Boko Haram. So we should be seeing getting positive vibes from them by decimating or even cleaning out those guys, because they are going to be tactical and direct, and just like the way the Navy SEALs went to where yes, and Pakistan. Pakistan, where what's his name now? Osama bin Laden was holed up. They went there clinically and they took him out. It was dead. They certified him dead.
Yes. They were recording the operation.
And they recorded the operation.
There was camera on the
on the helmet. Yeah, exactly.
So even when one of their drones got destroyed, that thing it didn't deter them. They went. It was a clinical finish. So those are the kind of operations that we expect. These are our elite guards, the special, we call them special forces. That's the kind of thing we expect them.
I think Israel also has Mossad or something.
Yeah,
you know.
Mossad is intelligence.
So Mossad is that's
their
Israel.
Own CIA.
It's their own CIA.
Israel, yeah.
But BK, as beautiful as this initiative may also seem, you talked about Lakurawa, but we still have issues about our border. If we have even trained elites, and all, but our border situation is still there. What do we need to do? Because if we don't solve that one,
it's not easy. You see, we have more than 3,000 illegal entry points in Nigeria. I don't know.
We have a very porous border.
Even if
very
we
porous.
triple the current troop strength of the armed forces, we will still be unable to police, because these bad people do not use the conventional border posts.
Yeah.
They use the illegal routes. The last time I went to Katsina State, I saw people smuggling rice through the bush. You know? Through the bush.
On bikes.
Yes.
On motorcycles.
Those guys. So, as much as we are trying to stop smuggling, for example, they will come in through the unconventional routes. They will bring these things in. And they are causing their own problem. It's the same thing. Illegal weapons are being funneled into our country through those illegal routes. They've even begun to use the waterways. They come through River Niger in Kebbi State. They come into Nigeria because Kebbi shares border with Niger Republic. So they come in. Arrests have been made in the past. It's not easy, the job that these people are doing. As somebody who goes out to do stories about security, I can testify that security has improved. Of course, you don't expect people who sit in their offices, you know, who do not go out, they don't even know how to write a story. You don't expect some people to know that security has improved. How will he know? Does he really have sources? Maybe he has gossip mongers, not sources. You know? So security has improved, but there's still a lot of work for us to do. A lot of work, and we need trainings like this. Let's train paratroopers. In difficult missions, you drop paratroopers at a location, and they'll finish the job. What the Israelis did in Entebbe.
Well, exactly.
You know?
It was really clinical.
You simulate the operation, and after simulating the operation, you are convinced that the guys are ready. When the guys are ready, you feel it in their eyes.
Yeah.
When people are ready to go to war, You feel it, the hunger will be there. And you must get the timing right. Once you know that they are ready, you go and drop them. We need improvement in the area of troop insertion. Insert troops.
Yeah.
And there are air platforms that we can use. Air platforms that can serve both for troop insertion and as an air ambulance.
Yeah.
You have them. The number of aircraft, the College of Air Staff will testify, in the last 2 years, the number of aircraft coming into the Nigerian Air Force is unprecedented in Nigerian history. I say that with a sense of responsibility. I know what I'm talking about. I don't know how they managed to convince the president. Maybe it's just the president's conviction that this is what I have to do. Defense spending has gone up.
Yeah. Exactly.
The Air Force, I'm telling you again, the Air Force,
And we are seeing the
they have
results.
received,
in farm produce.
in fact, the Chief of Air Staff told us that this is a golden age for the Air Force. The kind of weapons, the air platforms that the Tinubu administration has bought for the Nigerian army is unprecedented. Again, I'm repeating it. Let anybody fact check me. I know what I'm talking about because I speak with these people. So there's no way that there won't be improvement in security, because when you provide the boys with the tools, you provide the service chiefs with the tools that they need, improvement will happen.
Yeah.
But what usually happens is if we hear that there was an attack somewhere, we then begin to imagine that, oh, there has been no progress. On this program, Majid will testify, there was a time that almost every day we are reporting killings in the northeast.
Yeah, sure.
And some people were not happy that we are doing it. I said, but if it keeps happening, what do you expect us to do? We can't keep quiet. There was a time we were always talking about Abuja, Kaduna highway.
Yeah, but that has stopped.
When was the last time that you heard that people were kidnapped?
Exactly. Even the southern Kaduna,
no, southern Kaduna, they've even created military bases.
Okay.
Yes, more military bases in that area to help the people.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that kidnappings are not happening anymore.
But
going to kill people, like the way they kill people in Mangu the other day, kill 100 people on Christmas Day, no more. It's not happening anymore. We must admit it.
Exactly.
Whether good news is palatable to us or not, we must admit that there's progress. And we have facts to show that there's progress.
Okay. Sure. All right. Well, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Okay, Majid, Jami, thank you so much for having this conversation. You know, and also BKO.
Thanks.
I appreciate you as always. And that's it on Journalist Hangout. Today, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday for the longer version of Journalist Hangout from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.